looking creature and some amalgamation of all kinds of species shoved into one to make this crazy looking animal.
It appears to show a carp with a face that looks disturbingly human.
What they saw was a bizarre creature, seemingly a hybrid of various species. Present a carp with a face that resembles a disturbingly human deformity, mutation, or perhaps an example of evolution gone wrong. There is much going on that remains unbelievable until it is found. Brace yourself for some of the most perplexing anomalies that initially lacked visibility until they were examined closely. Think of them as bug eyes. The eyes an angler in China caught an unusual fish, or was it a pigeon? He was taken aback and perplexed, but eventually learned it was a mutated grass carp. The fish had a typical body shape, but its head was shaped like a pigeon. As the video went viral, people speculated about what it could be. Some suggested a hybrid, but that didn't seem likely. Others speculated that it was a previously undiscovered fish species. Ultimately, it was determined that it was simply a mutant grass carp. Enthusiastic fish. Oh, let's move on to another natural marvel that will leave you speechless. This one looks exactly like this fish, except it has two mouths instead of one. When it got hooked, the fisherman was taken aback by its peculiar appearance. The two-mouthed fish quickly became famous, with onlookers lining up to see it. The fisherman, too, was equally shocked. Radical change. Genetic modification. This fish caught the attention of fishermen in central Russia, but their jaws dropped as they reeled it in. It looked completely out of the ordinary, like something you'd never seen before. When the experts gathered to examine it, some suggested it might be a mutant Chinese sleeper, while others dismissed that idea, suggesting instead a hybrid of eel or piranha. No one ever determined the fish's true identity. Skeletonized shark. The Cyclops shark from in 2011, scientists made a groundbreaking discovery, a fetus of an albino shark. Not only was it the first of its kind, but it was also a Cyclops shark, a rare and unusual species, with no prior records of any kind regarding sharks with these characteristics. The discovery was made in Mexico, in the Sea of Cortez. Scientists and fishermen were ecstatic because it was the first of its kind to be officially confirmed. The fisherman salvaged the animal from a larger shark's mouth in the net, but he was also shocked that the shark probably wouldn't make it because of its unusual abnormalities. When they finally reached shore, they dissected the shark and discovered that it had one eye, which was completely new. Sea monster with 3 legs. Monster people were fishing near Coney Island when they reeled in a very strange sea creature. No one knew what it was, so they turned to internet geniuses for help. One of the geniuses uploaded the video to TikTok, and the internet went wild. The video showed a scaly fish with a crocodile-like body writhing on a dock. But there was a twist. It survived out of water, revealing itself to be a 3-legged reptile that defied aquatic norms. Nobody knew what it was, and everyone was just as confused as the fishermen. Was it a mutant reptile, an undiscovered creature, or something else entirely? Fish with alien eyes. Fish methods for departure from the uncharted seas, another one of those instances where you shock the creatures that dwell beneath the depths, creatures so bizarre that they baffle even the experts. The fisherman went about his usual business of casting his net into the water in the hopes of catching fish. However, as he reeled in his haul, something unusual caught his attention. Of all the fish in the net, one had an enormous mouth, and its long body and fins gave it the appearance of being a cross between an eel and a fish. Could this be a hybrid or a rare mutation? Various viewpoints were held, but definitive statements were impossible to make. Alien River Monsters host and popular TV personality decided to go to the Chernobyl River to catch a fish called the Black S. The area was radioactive, and there was a story that a Black S had eaten a diver's hand. This made the fishing experience even more unique, and there wasn't much else going on. It wasn't long before he had something huge caught on his bait. The giant black som, which was supposed to be twice its size given its age, showed that the radioactive. Fishing drama. Would you look at this? It's a yellow edgefish, and if you look closely, you'll notice that its eyes are protruding from their sockets, as if someone had glued them there. Plus, it has a tongue. It was just another pleasant fishing day on the ocean, with the usual routine of reeling in fish, until one of their catches was unusual. I was going to show you guys this grouper, but it wasn't a mutant or endangered species. It was simply a case of barotrauma, which affects deep-sea fish that normally live in environments with higher pressure and causes their eyes to swell outward. Fish with 3 eyes in the New York Canal. Canal image that seems bizarre in 2016. A video of a fisherman reeling in a catch in Brooklyn's Gannis Canal went viral, sparking heated debate over the fish's identity. Some were shocked by the unusual appearance of the fish, while others claimed it was fake, saying it was not. Bipedal fish native to Argentina. People started to reevaluate their inconsistent assertions after the 2011 nuclear power plant accident, which may have been the consequence of a mutation. Extraterrestrial fish. This young fisherman, who was on a mission to catch the rare blue halibut, found something far more remarkable on his hunt across the Norwegian island. As he struggled to reel in the enormous, bizarre fish, he nearly fell into the water in his excitement. He had completely lost track of his original purpose in fishing until word got out that the fish was actually a rough-head grenadier. Yes, it does look alien because of its eyes. Catfish. It was like this guy was starling in his own National Geographic show, diving headfirst into the water and bringing up a large, defiant fish called a sucker-mouth catfish. The fish clearly didn't want to be caught, as it wriggled and wriggled to escape its grasp. This fish is known for its striking appearance and its diet of wood. You might have noticed that fish aren't everyone's cup of tea, but this man skillfully and quietly caught a sucker-mouth catfish. These guys were lucky to be on a parrot kitchenet hunt in this river, since there were so many of them. Just look at that sucker's head. You have no idea what he's thinking. Their enthusiasm quickly transformed into pure joy as they delicately caught the fish. To their delight, they noticed something peculiar about the small orange fish, a peculiar bump on its head, as if its brain were protruding. This peculiar mutation further piqued their interest. This particular specimen appears to be a hyboid head, and it appears to be prepared to produce a large amount of brain tissue on this particular plateau. Another specimen was discovered in an unusual state, with its eyes protruding from its skull. The kite was swimming normally and appeared to be in excellent health, but its outward appearance suggested otherwise. I believe a red-tailed catfish snatched him in its rage after it bit its head, causing its eyes to bulge out like that. The fish had clearly been through an attack. Lifeless fish. This is the Maldives version of resilience. It's interesting to note that fish can actually live for up to 6 months without their body. This is because their vital organs, such as their brain, respiratory system, and spinal cord, are located in their heads. So long as these organs remain intact, The fish can't withstand being submerged for an extended period of time. A diver came across what appeared to be a mostly eaten fish, but that didn't stop it from defying all odds. Venomous fish. The bottom dwellers were having a ball until they hooked up with a truly unusual fish. Everyone was guessing that it was a root fish, a rare species of fish, a yellow tail, or something else entirely. However, as they reeled it in, they discovered it was actually a scorpion fish, one of the most venomous marine creatures, with fins that could intoxicate a man with a single touch. Marine mammal. Dolphins in Monterey Bay. Stunned onlookers and made news after an unusual albino dolphin was seen swimming alone and later with a pod of dark gray dolphins. Marine species never cease to amaze. A pod of dolphins was captured by the drone as they swam off the coast. However, there was an unusual sight amidst the gray dolphins, a single white dolphin. I never knew dolphins could be albinos before, but this one certainly was. Albinos have been seen swimming with the gray dolphins in Monterey Bay and Laguna Beach, but they are extremely rare sightings. Unexplained fish. An ordinary day of fishing took an extraordinary turn when a man's rod caught an unusual fish. He had been casting for ordinary fish, but his luck ran out when he reeled in a massive, sluggish-looking specimen that stunned and thrilled him with its fins, patterns, and sluggish body texture. The fish turned out to be a snakehead, an extremely rare find even in its native freshwater reservoirs of Asia and Africa. Gator with no jaw. Unusual traits: an adult alligator with half of its jaw missing was discovered in September 2023 by a Florida resident. Although it appeared that the baby had suffered for a long time after an animal fight in the wild, the staff at Gatorland saw the animal and decided to take it in for a better home. Although the alligator was now a little diva, it was being well fed and receiving medical attention, and they were hopeful that this would increase the animal's chances of survival. Additionally, the alligator became more spirited and active.